Hello, guys. Welcome back to the
Tapes.
Tapes podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Calderon,
And I'm your host, Anthony Santos.
and we will be teaching you this Unit 2.
The Living World Biodiversity.
Now, Anthony, how much of the exam does this account for?
So this AP unit accounts for 6 to 8% of the total exam weighting.
Yes, it does. Now, we have to pump out these episodes quicker now because the deadline for them is coming up, and Miss Antalon is no woman to play with. So,
Miss Antoine does not play.
shall
when
we
it
get
comes to
started?
grades. We should
Yes,
get
it
started,
does.
Jaden.
Well, so in this unit, you will be learning the different levels of biodiversity and how they are important to an ecosystem, right? And then in this lesson, you will also learn how genetics, species variation, and habitat diversity are important to an ecosystem. You will learn the effects humans have on an ecosystem and how ecosystems provide economic values to humans. And then island biogeography is an important role in biodiversity.
Okay.
Ecosystems do change over time, and you will be learning that in
Mm-hmm.
this unit. And what is ecological tolerance? Then you will learn how natural disruptions like wildfires, floods, and volcanic eruptions have an effect on the biodiversity of an ecosystem. Then certain adaptations species undergo to adapt to the changes in their environment. And then lastly, you will learn about ecological success. Now, to dive more into this unit,
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, tell me about how you felt about this unit.
Um, the unit. This unit is just like it's just as easy as the first one.
I would say it's more of an extension off of the
Yeah, it's like they
ecosystems.
go hand in hand together.
They go very hand in hand. They go very together. They hold hands together.
You love holding hands with other men.
No, but I do love holding hands with my 5 that I got on the AP Environmental Science.
Oh, 5.
Um. So tell me, Anthony, what do you think they will struggle with?
What do I think they'll struggle with? Species variation, like
Species variation.
yeah, genetic and species, like genetic species. Yeah.
And then when we say species variation, we mean, for example, let's say there's an island and there's one species called, let's call it species A. On this
Mm-hmm.
island, let's say they're all living together. Then something happens where the island is split in two. Then
Like let's say the tectonic plates just like
split it in
magically
half,
split the island. Yeah.
split the island. The same species on these two islands will undergo different adaptations to develop on that island.
Mm-hmm.
So species B will let's say no, species A will turn to species B that has completely different attributes that will help them survive longer on this new island. And then species A will most likely stay the same because they have like the same resources. But when you look at them at a genetic level, they are both the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know
As you
what?
learn more,
All you'll learn is that humans are always the blame for everything.
Humans are the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Exactly, Taylor Swift
Right.
reference. Because why are we always the issues?
Why are we
See,
like?
humans also affect biodiversity. Now,
Uh-huh.
let's really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Humans over hunting, like we said before, hunting the dodo birds,
Mm-hmm.
that caused the biodiversity to go down. That was a loss of a species.
Mm-hmm.
So then, back like we talked about in the first unit with the trophic levels, that harms the different trophic levels because that makes it imbalanced and causes disruptions in.
So Jaden, what is island biogeography?
Island biogeography refers to
That
the
hurt.
natural
That really did
geography
hurt.
of an island. Like, let's
Mhm.
say mountains, trees,
Mhm.
plains. Would biomes count?
Yeah.
You know,
So Jaden, what is ecological succession?
ecological succession is how well an ecosystem does in their particular environment. So let me think of an example. Let's say there's a horrible event on an island.
Mm-hmm.
During this event, let's say a whole bunch of biodiversity is lost.
Like
Yes, like let's say like an eruption, like on a volcano.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of habitat loss is caused by this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ecological succession refers to how well an
Like how well
ecosystem,
the ecosystem can like bounce back.
yes, like how successful they are of surviving that natural
Mm-hmm.
occurring event.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jaden. What what is what is a ecological tolerance?
Well, ecological tolerance would also go in hand with the succession. It would more so be like before an event or during an event, how well they're able to tolerate that event. Now, let's say disease
But you
spread.
tolerate it.
Kind of like how you're lactose intolerant, you're always on the toilet. But ecological tolerance, right,
Mm-hmm.
is like, let's give an example. Let's say there's a disease outbreak. Ecological tolerance would be how well
You
the
look like you got
ecosystem.
COVID-20.
Well, ecological tolerance would
Tolerance.
be how well the ecosystem is able to stay alive against this disease.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jaden.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anything else you're gonna try to eat me up with?
Um.
Well, if you want to talk about anything, how about we speak about how natural disruptions like wildfires could actually be a benefit for
Oh,
ecosystems?
Jaden, how is that so? Tell me more.
Because wildfires, they get rid of that top layer of soil.
Topsoil.
Yes, the topsoil.
Uh-huh.
Wait, anyways, like I was saying before, many of these ecosystems benefit from periodic wildfires since
What?
it
You guys
removes, since it clears out dead organic materials, and some plants and animals populations require the benefits of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Anything else you would like to discuss?
So Jaden, what is a natural disruption?
A natural disruption?
Yes.
Natural disruption um, is when anything naturally, like storm, floods, wildfires, earthquakes, anything natural that harms an ecosystem, not anything that's caused by humans.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
So
anything?
humans don't cause it?
Natural disruptions? No, they do
No.
not cause natural disruptions. Anywho, that's it. Back to where we were
Uh-huh.
discussing. Is there anything else you would like to discuss?
What do you think? What do you think? Like, what do you think AP students are gonna struggle on most about this topic? Like, what
Well,
did you struggle with personally?
well, I personally struggle with the geography
Biogeography.
biogeography section of this since
What
I
is
struggle with geography. Biogeography is basically the
bio's in it, so it's
yes,
yeah,
bio meaning
biological.
living,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then geography meaning land.
Yes.
So I struggled most on
This
that
is
section.
true. Mm-hmm.
What did you struggle with
But
on
what
this?
is biogeography then?
The biological components of an area like grass, trees,
Mm-hmm.
shrubs.
Mm-hmm. Just like the shrub in your hair.
Oh, kind of like how your hair looks like it's been through a wildfire.
Oh,
Yeah, but
your hair's kind of dry. Like
what did you struggle with in this unit?
This unit, I don't really remember much of this unit. Ecosystem services.
How so? Oh, I can see how some people struggle with that.
Yeah. What is
Um,
it? Tell me, Jaden. What is the ecosystem service?
ecosystem service is any service that's provided by an ecosystem. Now, let me
Can you
elaborate
give me an
on that.
example?
So an example of this would be fisheries, like the ocean. The ocean provides fish for humans, which allows humans to make money off of the fish. That's how it is an ecosystem, an ecological service.
Okay.
Now, I can see how they would struggle on this because it's very hard to identify. There are different sections of like ecological services. Miss Anton will cover more of this, but it's kind of confusing. But you'll get the hang of it. Is there anything else? What did you do good on?
What did I do good on? Well. I learned biogeography. That was really easy.
I think what I did good was um, how genetics and species variations and habitat diversity are important. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it was pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it ties back into the first. See, you'll notice with AP, environmental science, that many of these units tie in to each other.
Well, that's kind of the whole point.
Yes, you'll notice how many of these lessons will always tie in. You'll always use the stuff you learned from the like one unit in another unit.
Yeah.
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 So I think that's all we have for today.
Today, okay.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Jaden,
And I'm Anthony.
and this was the second installment of the Tapes podcast. Thank you very much.